Okay, Jason Moomo, JM on the Fly. We've been tying all these musky flies, and now we're going to talk about wire and wire leaders. And this is what people are asking me. Okay, well, that's great. You tie all this stuff for barracuda, blues, snapper blues, musky, and what wire do you use? Well, let's go back to old school, and this is what I used to use, and I'm going to show you how to tie this. This is hard wire, okay, and disadvantages to it. It kinks up. Not the best product. It was the best. It was the only product at one time. Now we have so many different manufacturers of different stuff. But let me show you what I do. Anyway, this is the old wire, hard wire, and I'll show you how we tie this. Just for people who are still using this stuff and want to make good. Now, this will work. This works great. You know, I've used it for years. Okay, but take a tool like this, bend that stuff around to form a loop. Okay, and now I'm going to actually put this here in front of me, and I'm going to put the camera down so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, and if I could just zoom in, let me just zoom in here. Okay, now. Basically, you got your loop like this. We're going to take our speed clip. Now, I'm using these speed clips, Norman speed clips, okay? And that is a little guy that looks like that, and it's very quick to attach flies. I don't like tying these directly to my flies. I like the little clips. Again, holding the clip in this hand, we're going to bring this around. With our tag end, we're going to shorten everything up so we have the size eye that we were looking for, okay? And I am going to just simply twist this around. But when I twist, you see how I have the wire? I have one coming off this way and this way, and that's very important. We want to do that for like 3 or 4 twists. Okay, so you have one going down and one going up. Okay, 3 or 4 twists. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to actually put this in the vise so you can see it a little better. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I will actually take my pliers and I'll show you. It's a haywire twist. Now we're going to go 90 degrees. Okay, so if you can see this line's here and the other one's now 90 degrees to that. And I am going to take that and I am going to wrap that directly around with tight wraps. 1, again, come over and grab that. 2, we get that the rest of the way around. 3 will be good. So come right around to 3, right there. And then let that mount. Then all we're going to do is just grab that tag end, and we are going to back and forth. If you have a little bit, if it breaks at the wrong spot, just the same thing, just come back and forth like that, and that'll eliminate even a tag to cut yourself. You can't even cut yourself on that. Okay, so that's that. That's what we do with the metal wire. And of course, the problem with this stuff is exactly that. You see what this thing looks like? See how it's kinked already? And if I curl this up in my hand like a ball and just turn it into a ball like this, okay, that's what you get. It's garbage. This is what we used all the time. One fish and the thing was kinked, and you'd spend all your time trying to straighten that damn leader out. We got better products now. One of them is what I switched to completely. And that is this brand right here, Not Too Kinky. Okay, this is a 25-pound test, Not Too Kinky, and I'll tell you right now, it'll hold more than 25 pounds. This is amazing stuff. But I'll show you what knot I use. You can use several different knots. They're right, actually the knots they show are right in the back of the package. Very deceiving because you can't close these knots. You know, it sounds like you could just tie it just like a regular knot, but if you're used to tying fluorocarbon or mono in these same knots, you're never going to get them closed. So let me show you what I think is the best knot for what we're doing. And I will grab a Nelson clip out, or a Norman clip, and put that in the vise, like that. So you can kind of see step by step, and let me get this up a little bit. Now you can kind of see step by step of what I'm doing. I am going to first take my leader. And this stuff here, if you look at it, look, I'm going to curl this up the same way I did the other stuff into a ball. Okay, so you can see right there, it is an absolute ball of shit, and you can't do it. See? Straightens right out. Like, there's no way to make this stuff. The fish can hit this and bite it all they want, and guess what you end up with? A very perfectly straight wire. And that's why we switch to this stuff, because we like to catch fish, multiple fish, without changing. Again, put a little loop in, come through the loop, and you want that type of look right there, okay? Then we're going to feed this onto the Nelson clip, okay, through there. I'm going to come with the tag end, I'm going to come back through the loop, okay? So you end up with something that looks like that, okay? Now we're going to take the top tag, we're going to come around my side, come up the back, and I'm going to push down, and as I push down, you're going to see a gap between the two. Okay, so you'll see a gap between these loops. See that gap right there at the top? We're going to put that tag end through there. I'm going to grab that tag end with my pliers, just like that, and I am going to simply pull. And if you can see the way that's forming, I'm going to simply pull on the main line. And then I'll pull on the tag line. Then I'm going to pull on the main line. Then I'll pull on the tag line. And we're just going to get that to a spot where I get my pliers, another set of pliers down here. Grab a hold of that line. And we're just going to cinch this up the best we can. Right there. You see how that went nice and tight? Just like that. Beautiful little knot. You can see it's still open a little bit. You see the little hole there? You're never going to get this knot tight. Reach in with the pliers with your dikes. Come in and cut that off short, but you should still have a little tag. You see that little tag sticking up there? It's there. And that is the perfect knot for the Not So Kinky. Again, if you're going to end up catching your finger a little bit on that, and that's the disadvantage. So you need to leave a little tag end here, and you will catch your finger on that, so don't go running your finger up and down the line of the Not So Kinky. But the benefits are amazing. The benefits are awesome. I mean, you could take this thing, we'll bend it this way. We'll bend it this way. We'll bend it, see, that's like a pile of shit. Like I curled this thing up into complete garbage. You see that? Look at that. You let it go and the thing is perfect. And that's why you could just resist damage from switching this leader constantly, which is really a pain when you're into fish. Nobody wants to go back and switch these metal leaders out. So again, I replaced using the old hard wire with the Not Too Kinky, and the advantages are amazing. The advantages are, I use a lot of this in salt water. The hard wire rusts almost immediately. It just does not hold up. This is at least anti-corrosive, and it really does help in the salt water last longer. I would still recommend not saving these wires. So when you're done in the salt water, either wash them with soap and water and put them back in your box, or just simply get rid of them. And because by that time the clip's probably gone and everything else will rust. But I wouldn't put this back in my box if I was using it in salt. But this rig here, I could catch several barracuda, several, any toothy species with, and not worry about having to change my wire every time. If you use the other stuff, you can see what this one looks like. I mean, that's just one of them deals where you're dealing with this all day long, and it's a real pain in the butt. So that's what I would recommend. That is wire leader connections. Of course, this end here with the Nelson clip goes onto your fly. Okay, any fly will pop onto that and run free. And the swivel, and this is a very small swivel. We're trying to keep everything lightweight here because we're using flies. This is a teeny, and I'll show you what this is. This is a Spro. Okay, and that is a 75-pound swivel. So that's not going anywhere, and it's absolutely teeny. And that's where you will attach your leader or your fluorocarbon to, your tippet. And that is the wire leader system that I'm using for flies. If I'm doing tandems on the Barracudas, and I can put this back up again. Let me just get this up again. Okay, there. If I'm doing tandems on the Barracuda rigs, and I'm running, or any rig, and I'm running two flies, so I have a fly in front and then I have one in the bottom. You just simply do the exact same rig with another fly on the back, maybe 4 foot down, and that would be all not too kinky wire, especially with cudas, because cudas will snip it halfway through. They'll just come through your line and snip it right off. So you really want to run steel from about a foot up from your first fly, and then the whole way down 4 or 5 foot or 6 foot, however far away you have your second fly. That should all be not too kinky wire. Because otherwise you'll be tore off and losing flies like mad. Them cudas just rip you off like crazy. So that's pretty much a wire leader system. JM on the fly, and I am out of here.